13-year-old Reuben Vincent.
Yes, sir.
Impressed Ninth Wonder to the point where he said, "Come to the studio."
Yes, sir.
And y'all, and it's one thing for a producer, like producers might chop it up with a rapper and be in the studio for a day. Maybe sometimes it's only like a little session. You did 3 days with Ninth Wonder.
3 days, man.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right, everybody. This is your boy Maiwan here at Dash Radio.
Yes, sir.
Here on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Today we got, man, a dope ass artist, real soulful. One of my favorite new artists I've discovered in a while, to where I just was like pleasantly like, oh shit.
Wow.
Reuben Vincent, how are you?
What's up, man? You good?
Man, I'm doing great.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
tell you why I'm doing great.
How come?
Because part of my job, when I'm doing this, part of my job is I gotta listen to the artist.
Right.
And that doesn't always I'm not, not every artist. I'm not like, oh shit.
Right.
But I'm listening to, if I'm correct, Love Is War.
Yes, sir.
That record is that's an album. Like, that's
yes, sir.
deep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Soulful.
Yes, sir.
And you rap your ass off.
Come on, man.
Like really, there must be something going on in Charlotte.
Shout out to Charlotte 704, man.
There has to be something going on because since Cole came out the gates, I feel like not that people prior to Cole from Charlotte weren't lyrical.
Well,
but
Cole's from Fayetteville.
Oh, my
Fayetteville,
bad.
But he's from North Carolina.
There we go.
Exactly.
I'm about to get dragged for this.
Nah,
Listen, North Carolina and Charlotte, I apologize to the whole community. But I just meant like him, Luke, yourself,
sir. Yes, sir.
the baby even,
yes, sir.
all lyrical.
Right.
Like really, you guys take time, and you especially really take time to craft your lyrics, man.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, like when I was listening to the record with you in Rap City, there was some parts on there. Was it February 13th?
Yes, sir.
There was some parts on there where I had to rewind it. You were like, I'm healing because like Neo, I'm so sick, and I was like, wait, hold on.
Yes, sir.
Like, I had to do that in listening to Love Is War a few times. I liked the project so much, I had to go back and say, okay, I wanted to see. Did he just become dope when he got with Ninth Wonder in there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I look back, but you have been doing this.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Myers Park.
Yes, sir.
Great project as well. Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World. Yes, sir.
Another super dope project.
Thank you, man.
And then this one, the elevation on all three projects, though, you can really hear it.
Thank you, man. Definitely took my time with it for sure.
Yeah. You. I think it was about 3 years between.
Yeah,
each
everyone sick from because my age. So I'm 22 now. So Myers Park came out when I was 16.
You did that when you were 16?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Boy Meets World, I was 19. And
wow.
And even Boy Meets World, it was like it came out when I was 19, but most of the songs I did when I was like 18, 17. You know what I'm saying? And then Love Is War I did mostly in my 20, 21, and obviously now I'm 22. So it's definitely been a 3-year span, and it's been a lot of growth.
That to me, I was gonna ask what you attributed the progression in the music to, but to me it has to. I mean, you were 16 when you did Myers Park.
Yeah.
That might be one of the best projects I've heard from anybody at that age.
Oh wow.
No, honestly, that's crazy. Like, Nas did Illmatic really young, but I think he was 18.
Yeah, he was 18 years
that's
old.
not fair to put that up against Illmatic.
Right.
At the age of 16, man, that's a crazy project.
Thank you, man.
But now you were with one of the most respected producers in the game.
Yes, sir.
He might not be considered a super producer to people who are like outside of the hip hop realm. But in his realm of hip hop, Ninth Wonder is the man.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did you get tapped in with Ninth Wonder? How did that I think it was a tweet, right?
Yeah, it was a tweet. So when I was 13, somebody tweeted Ninth from Oakland was like, I don't know this kid from nowhere, but he's from North Carolina. I think you should definitely check him out. And because the person said he didn't know me, Ninth was like, okay, let me see what this talking about. And he liked what he heard. And I'm recording on Apple headphones at the time, so the quality was trash.
Yeah.
But, I guess he heard the potential in it, so I started coming up to the studio, being an annoying little kid who want to be around.
Did you say you were 13?
Yeah, 13. The first time I went up to Ninth's, it was a 3-day period, and I did like 9 songs in them 3 days. So he was impressed with my work ethic, and then I made a beat as well. So he was like, man, keep coming up. I'm not going to promise you anything, but, I just want to help. You know what I'm saying? You can either take this serious or this could be something where you you just do it just to do it for fun as a hobby. And he was like, let me know your answer. I want you to think about it. But I knew then this is what I wanted to do. So, you know, as I got older, I'm turning 16, going on 17. That's when he signed me. And then Myers Park came out, and that's the...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, the first part of that story really fucked my head up. You, a 13-year-old Reuben Vincent,
Yes, sir.
impressed Ninth Wonder to the point where he said, come to the studio.
Yes, sir.
And y'all, and it's one thing for a producer, like producers might chop it up with a rapper and be in the studio for a day. Maybe sometimes it's only like a little session. You did 3 days with Ninth Wonder.
3 days, man.
13.
All I needed was some pizza and Pop-Tarts, and I was good.
Pizza and Pop-Tarts. Has that changed? What's your diet now in the studio?
I'll be on some more healthy stuff. I mean, I had some pizza today because, you know, somebody had just got me some pizza. But for the most part, I try to be on some, you know, I'm big on smoothies. I'm big on, you know, trying to eat right. But yesterday, I every time I come to LA, I touch down and get Bossa Nova. So, you know, I had got the salmon with the rice, with the roasted vegetables, with the plantains.
Cannot
you
go
know
wrong.
What I'm saying? Jamaican food always bust down. And I'm African, so you know I'm going to bust down on the African food. You know what I'm saying?
Liberian, right?
Liberia, yes, sir.
First time I ever heard of Liberia. Were your parents ever listening to that Michael Jackson joint, Liberian
Girl, yep.
Right?
Yep, I was like, oh, Michael Jackson know about LIB? Okay.
Honestly, this is going to sound dumb as hell, but, you know, I was super young when I first heard that song. I thought he was talking about a librarian.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It took me a minute to be
Right.
like, I was like, damn, he's really like at the library right now,
Now
like
with a
flirting with the
librarian,
you know?
yeah.
But
Oh,
no,
that's
you really
hilarious.
take pride in your Liberian roots.
Absolutely, got to. And yeah, both Liberia and Charlotte. And you know, Liberia was the only you know, country in Africa that, you know, America had colonized, and you know, and then they gained their independence. You know what I'm saying? But they sent a lot of the free slaves back there. So my dad's my great grandfather, he was a free slave who got sent back to Liberia, and that's where my family tree starts. Then they moved back here to America, starting with me being first generation. I'm being born here on my dad's side. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a lot of rich history. You know, Marcus Garvey, you know, when he was doing his migration back to Africa, he was trying to get people to go to Liberia. You know what I'm saying? And Liberia, at a certain point, it just had a lot of rich culture until the war hit, and then, you know, it took a lot. So, you know, it's a lot of history that you can go into about Liberia and just West Africa in general, and Africa, period.
Absolutely.
So, you know, always just trying to stay connected to the roots. And,
I love that, bro.
You know
And
what I'm
now,
saying?
like we were talking about it before we jumped in, now more than ever, the music scene in Africa has crossed over and
it's
is
getting it.
impacting
Everybody's
us.
embracing it. I remember at a time they didn't embrace it. So,
Absolutely.
you know, it's beautiful to see people embracing it. And I just wanted to continue to elevate and grow and be something that, you know, people back home can capitalize off, and not even because of a capitalistic thing. You know what I'm saying? We over here watching the music video. That was hard. That driving past. But it was the thing about it for me. I feel like, you know, obviously it's a capitalistic, you know, place we live in, but I think it's dope and beautiful that, you know, Africans can come here and capitalize off that because people are embracing the music. And I think that's fire, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm never going to stop somebody else from getting their money as long as they doing it the right way. So, you know, we just trying to spread the vibrations that we've gotten from home and our roots and, you know, put it on the world, because there's just a lot of positive energy coming out of Africa right now.
Absolutely. I was talking to a Stone Boy from Ghana, and he was telling me about how we both agreed that when the world, like when Africa begins to do better and better, it's just going to benefit the entire world.
Exactly.
And he was saying how the music does so much for Africa, because now you have like Chance and Vic went out there and did that festival.
I just spoke to Vic today about that, and I was like, yo, like, props for you doing that. Like,
Absolutely.
you know, I know a lot of people feel a way about, you know, the diaspora and, you know, Vic and, you know, Chance doing that, but I think it's highlighting us, and I think we should embrace it instead of, you know, always having a critique. Nothing is ever going to be 100% perfect.
People always critique everything.
Exactly.
Like, if anybody's to critique that, what I think is crazy is if, like, I think the clip's already out. If you go back and Stone Boy himself from Ghana was saying how big that was.
Yeah.
He was like, it was huge, because he said now the economy gets stimulated.
Exactly.
It's creating tourism. It's creating all these
Right.
jobs and everything.
Right.
So it's a beautiful thing. I think that one thing that I'm noticing with you is you're really tapped in with not just your roots. You're like the roots of hip hop.
Right, absolutely.
As a 22-year-old, I couldn't believe the Wu-Tang references you had.
Absolutely.
Even the Neo reference. Like,
Right.
you really grew up a music head.
Man, and it's crazy because we was just having this conversation earlier. There was a review that came out. I'm not going to speak too much on it, but there was a review that came out where it was like somebody was saying, how can he be 22 speaking about these references? And it's like, that's what I grew up on. I was observant as a kid. You know, I was aware of my surroundings. So I had older cousins, my parents. You know, I had people who was around me who was a little bit older putting me onto the stuff they grew up on. So these references not that far fetched. Just because you wasn't introduced to it till you was later on in your life, don't mean I wasn't.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
can I say something? Because I saw the review.
Yeah.
Pitchfork, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know what the fuck they were listening to. Because I listened to Love is War, and that is not anything below an 8 or 9. Honestly, like I'm saying, from like maybe the person who listened to it is like really listens to like EDM dance music or something. They just didn't fuck with hip hop.
Right.
That was a great hip hop record.
Thank you.
I like that you've like taken the criticism. You know, I imagine like here in LA, we have this thing called the LA Report Card. This dude does. Yeah. He releases it every year, and he just shits on every artist in the West Coast. Right. Everybody gets an F and a D. Yeah. But what always happens when he does it is a couple of the artists go back in the lab and really come out with some shit. And it's had its moments for people like Jason Cash from Carson.
I just ran into him walking here.
Jason Cash?
Yeah, he pulled up on me in the Uber. He was like, so people drop projects. And then they be outside, huh? And he was dapping me up. He was like, "What's good?" Like, Jason, that's my brother. So it was like, it was just dope. He saw me walking. He told his Uber to stop right in front of me. So the Uber pulled up, and I'm like, "Yo, like."
You must have been worried because you're in LA.
Yeah, I was like, "What?" And then he stepped out. He was like, "Oh, people drop albums, and now they outside." So shout out to Jason Cash.
Shout out to Jason Cash. Yeah. You know, when he turned his what was considered a bad grade. He turned it into a record with him and Mustard. So I can't imagine. I can't wait to hear what you're gonna turn some of this criticism, which is wild. Like that was wild.
Man, and I look at it like this, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna have their opinion, and it's a dope thing that Pitchfork even acknowledge it because a lot of people don't get their projects. But, do I agree with the rating? No. You know what I'm saying? But everybody gonna have their opinion, and I know for myself that I was happy with it. The people around me was happy with it. I know what it's doing for the people who look like me. And, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But one person saying something like that ain't going to affect or going to stop the show. It's just going to add more fuel to the fire and make me look better.
I love that. Well, I got to give you your gift. It's time. I give every artist an album from my CD collection.
Word. Wow.
So the CD I wanted to give you, I feel like this is what you're building up to. I feel like your next project is going to be something crazy. So I don't know if this impacted you at all. Coming up from
KOD.
From Charlotte,
hey,
I feel like that KOD you must have been bumping that.
Man, definitely Cole definitely had a an impact on me as an artist, him, Kendrick, obviously Drake. All the even the Mac Millers, the Wale's, the Joeys, like the generation before me. You know what I'm saying, where they established themselves. So Cole, that's that dude, man. Shout out to Cole. So
you've met Cole, right? I imagine. Yeah. So was that kind of like, oh shit, I'm in the room with Cole?
Yeah, I met Cole when I was like 16, so like 16 or 17. Damn. So I was 17 actually, and Ninth was like, yo, I'm about to go see Kendrick perform. You should just come with me. So we like backstage, it's like the whole TDE. And then Cole just so happened to walk past. He dap up Ninth, hug, rap, and I just happened to be there. And I was telling him like I appreciate him for signing Luke because that's giving hope to the city of Charlotte.
Absolutely.
And me and Luke I've known Luke since I was like way a little bit younger because we was in Charlotte together, not even on no industry.
Really?
Yeah, like he had heard me spitting when I was like 14 and was like, yo, you tough.
You and Luke have been tapped in for like 8 years? 10 years like that? God damn.
Yeah, that's my dude. So, I was just with Lou last week. You know what I'm saying?
I love Lou, man. Yeah. When I met Lou and we did this whole thing, I kept telling him how impressed I was on what record was it that he did? It was Cole, The Baby, and then Lou was right in the middle of that record.
Under the Sun.
Yeah, Under the Sun. Yep. And I was like, bro, you came and you fucking showed out on a record with The Baby and Cole.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Some crazy shit. And so that's awesome to know that y'all are tapped in.
Yeah, man.
Like
I'm a supporter of Lou. I'm a brother of his, and I'm a fan. So
that's a beautiful thing. Well, when you got with Ninth Wonder, which I can't believe it was you were 13, right? Yeah. But now you're in the rooms with these names. I feel like you really hold your own. Yeah. Like anytime, like when I heard you in Rap City,
right?
That just fit.
Thank you, man.
It just really fit. Now, how do you feel now? Because if I'm correct, are guys with Roc Nation.
Yes, sir.
And I saw you got Young Guru behind you too.
That's my big bro for sure.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir.
That's why your records be sounding so crisp.
Man, we really sit in the, cause when I'm in LA, I stay with Goo. So you know, me and him, we really just hone in on the music and hone in on the craft. Like that's somebody that I'm really close to. So he gets me, I get him, and you know, we really like, I really take pride and take passion into really focusing on the music. Cause even me, I have a production ear. I produced the last song on my album, Point of View. Yeah, I'm the one who made the beat. So it's like, my brother Nico Orok co-produced it with me because I was like, yo, I was like, oh, I don't like how my kicks is hitting, so I want you to add just like the 808 under it. And I was like, also, we need to get somebody to put some strings on it. So then he called somebody up, we got some strings on it. But I have a production ear too, as well as Young Guru obviously has a production ear. So I feel like those worlds coming together is just gonna, everything is always gonna sound grand and big because that's how I think. I want it to sound cinematic. I want it to sound like a movie, so yeah.
Well, damn, the people in your corner, that's crazy.
Thank
like
you.
to have Ninth Wonder, one of the illest producers we've ever had in the game, and to have Young Guru, arguably like one of the greatest, if not the greatest engineer. I mean, more than just an engineer, but engineering is crazy.
Absolutely.
Have you had the chance yet to meet, you know, the King of New York, Jay?
Oh yeah. I met Jay a couple of years ago one time, but it was when I was with Rhapsody, just walking around with her, and we spoken on the phone. We got on FaceTime one time, but you know, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see him tomorrow.
Okay.
So
at the brunch.
Yeah. So you know, I'm gonna just say what's up, show my love, my thank yous, all of that, because I'm just appreciative for the opportunity for real. So
absolutely,
you know, but that's definitely, he's definitely somebody that I look at and I study, and you know, try to model the things that I do by. Obviously, not like, oh, I'm trying to take what Jay did, but you know, he's somebody who's gotten a place in life, and if you're not a young black man in America who's not inspired by that story, I don't know what it is. So it's like
100%.
Yeah.
And you are well on your way. You know, Jay didn't drop Reasonable Doubt till 26.
Yeah.
No, you 22.
Right.
You're 3 albums in.
Come on, man.
You were actually 10 years ahead of Jay in the sense of I didn't know Myers Park came out when you were 16.
Man, but see, that's what we want, and I think that's the thing that even Jay probably wants. And you know, not to speak for him, but like, you know, we supposed to pay it forward to the next generation, and the generation is supposed to get it before we did. So then now they can pass it down, and we can just continue to do that.
Absolutely.
So, you know, even for me to be 22 and be where Love is War is and continue to be growing in my artistry, it's just going to show when I'm 36 where I can take it to the place where he probably is taken to now. But that's what's supposed to happen. It's supposed to continue to elevate every generation.
You're supposed to. I remember Big Sean once said, Ye and Jay told him, like, you have to do better than us.
Right.
Because we didn't have us when we were doing it.
Exactly.
You know, Jay has that and Ye has that. So Love is War is out now. I did a little bit of math. We were talking about this earlier. So you've gone 3 years between each project.
Yes, sir.
But now you got Roc Nation behind you.
Right.
Can we expect you to drop maybe, you know, is your next project going to be 2026?
Nah. We definitely ain't gonna make y'all wait that long. I think I got so much music in the tuck. I got over like probably 1,000 records just from these years of me working. And you know, I had a whole crazy other debut album at 18 that I never put out. You know what I'm saying?
What happened?
I mean, it's still there. You know what I'm saying? It's just I've grown and matured, and you know, timing wasn't right, but you know, it has some crazy features on there. We probably give it to y'all one day, but I have so much music that I'm not gonna stop, and it's the consistency, and I'm just gonna continue to grow. So it's going to be a lot of avenues people about to see from me. You know, I'm establishing myself as an artist and a lyricist, but I'm way, you know, it's way broader than that. And not saying I'm ever going to remove from this, but I'm just going to continue to take it big and bigger and bigger and bigger. But people will continue to see that when the music comes on.
I love that. When I first saw that Ninth Wonder was behind you, I expected you to be just different. But you really, to me, are like I don't know how to describe it, but the way you rap, I was shocked that you're like with the camp.
Wow.
But then it fits, because then when I really listen to it, I'm like, no, this motherfucker's lyrical like Rap City.
Right.
But then you come out and you really hit like on some like talking your shit type shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it's the balance, man. I'm young, so you know, I want to be, you know, I want to still, I feel like I give a balance of, you know, what they've taught me, but I also give it fresh. and give it from a 22-year-old's perspective. And I'm still outside and I'm still experiencing things and I'm still young and I'm still learning myself. And I'm from the South, man. I grew up on Lil Wayne mixtapes where Lil Wayne is just spazzing, talking his, you know what I'm saying, going off. I grew up on Kanye and Jay being bravado and being like they the ones and standing like this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to always do that, but I'm going to always give you some knowledge and some game at the same time and balance that. I always like to, though I love to give game and knowledge, I think is just the rapper sport to be bravado and have that bravado and have that, you feel me? So yeah.
But not everybody from your generation, specifically like age-wise, right? You were born what? You were born
2000.
2000, right?
Yeah.
Not most people actually born in the 2000s who are making music don't find it a point to be competitive lyrically.
Right.
Have you ever felt like, you know, maybe I should try to sound like these other cats or conform a little bit? You know, let me just do like I mean, you're not from New York, but you know what I mean? Let me just do like a New York drill beat and, you know, like what everyone else is doing.
Never,
Hell
because I'm not here to be a trend. You know, I'm here to stand test of time, and I'm here to, you know, expand past decades and generations. So I feel like for me, I just got to keep walking in my path. And, you know, I'm all about the craft, and I came up on the legends. And if I want to be a great, I got to respect the ones that came before me.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I take out of their book, but I'm flipping the page and, you know, rewriting the script,
100%.
you know, and the game plan. And that's just what I'm going to do. You know, to each his own. Like, you know, I love all the new artists and stuff like that. We all need balance, but I'm here to come and show that, you know, I'm really here to stay, you know what I'm saying? And I really put in the effort in every word I write, in everything I produce, everything.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
you really do. I could tell you take time to craft your shit.
Absolutely.
For sure. And it's crazy to me, you are the most seasoned 22-year-old artist I ever met. Because you're never, ever going to meet an artist in their early 20s that's, you know, you're almost 10 years in the game now. From the time that you chopped it up with 9.
Exactly.
That is wild.
Absolutely.
You got a very bright future ahead of you. Love is War is so dope too, and I'm so glad that you're conscious of that. Because when I read that review, I was like, these motherfuckers, either I'm not high or they were, you know what I mean? Like something's wrong. But nah, you definitely got very bright future ahead of you. I think that project too still has years to grow. Like
Absolutely.
I think it's still gonna marinate and make its rounds.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. And that's the dope thing about, you know, music, because as time goes on, as my career continues to grow, I think people are gonna go back to Love Is War like, man, this was a gem.
Absolutely.
You know, so
absolutely.
Yeah.
And you grew up off that Tupac too, right?
Absolutely.
Early.
Tupac, Big, all that. Yeah, I love Pac though. Pac, just not even just because of the music, but how his passion, how he carried himself, and even like, you know, his interviews, how, you know, smart he was and how knowledgeable and aware he was of, you know, his faults and his right doing. So
yeah, you started, if I'm correct, you started
Boy Meets World with a Pac. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That Pac, man, I've always when I was in high school, I had the senior speech, and they took it from me because I wouldn't take a Pac quote out.
Oh, wow.
So I feel you. Pac, this is just his impact.
His impact is different, yeah.
Well, shout out to your pops for putting you on that music so young.
Absolutely.
Because you were years ahead of the game, man.
Man, shout out to Pops for sure, because he was definitely running that when he used to pick me up. And I was not supposed to be listening to that, but he wanted me to hear it, and, you know, it helped me, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it just made me more intrigued in the game.
Oh man, I'll tell you, I can't. It's almost hard to believe. Like when I meet Ninth Wonder, I'm gonna ask him like, "Yo, was Reuben really with you in the studio at 13?" Because that's wild, bro. At 13, I was so annoying. If I would have been in the studio at 9, he would have been like, "Man, get the fuck out of here."
I was focused, man.
Yeah, dude, you were mature.
Thank
you were
you.
like wildly mature for your age. The music is mature. And I'm just super excited to see this growth and what this next chapter of Reuben Vincent has to offer. What can we expect around the corner?
Man, just more new music. We about to get on these shows, about to get on the road. Just continue to see more of my face, man. I think this is the year where I really show people that I'm here to stay. You know, I'm just gonna continue to drop music. I'm just gonna continue to be in people's faces, and yeah, it's just gonna continue to be bigger and bigger and bigger.
Hell yeah, man. Well, you're already making waves. You're here. I still cannot believe he's 22. I need to see his birth certificate. I'm gonna go back, bro.
I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up one day. I'm gonna FaceTime you one day. Be like, look, man.
Yeah, man.
December 31st, 2000 is my birthday.
It's just really hard for me to like comprehend how dope that is like as a 13-year-old, you tapped in with Ninth. You're not related to Ninth.
Nah, not at all.
He just fucked with you that heavy.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Absolutely.
Reuben Vincent here at Dash, we take pride in interviewing people before they're like too big to pick up our calls.
Nah, I'm gonna pick up your call, man.
All right, man. We'll see, because like you see Billie Eilish on our window.
Yeah.
We did her first radio interview.
Oh, wow.
I cannot get a hold of Billie Eilish. I cannot get a hold of her brother. We had Post Malone's first radio interview.
Yeah.
We had Cardi B's first radio interview. I don't know if this is your first, but we take pride in saying that like we have you at this point.
You was here early, bro. Yes,
Absolutely.
Sir.
Reuben
Yes, sir.
Vincent, man. Where can they find you on the gram and everything?
Reuben Vincent. That's ReubenVincent. Spell my name right. It's REU. You know what I'm saying? And y'all gonna get that soon, but that Twitter is the same thing with an underscore. Everywhere else, just Reuben Vincent. Love Is War is out now on all streaming platforms. More music is on the way. Get used to this face.
Hell yeah, I love that, bro. Thank you so much. Last question.
Cole, holla at me.
Hey, if somebody's listening to you and has not heard you yet, if someone's just gonna check you out, what song do you want them to listen to?
Go listen to Bottle Service.
Bottle Service.
Featuring Reason off Love Is War, or the last song, Point of View, just because I produced that, so you get the whole spectrum of who I am.
Okay, there we go. Reuben Vincent, thank you so much. And
Yes, sir.
everybody, check out Love Is War, out now.
Yeah.